Dang. After that, always rely on your disc jockey career. Because your singing career is over. Good God, Miss Kira.
I know. I know.
Well, I'll tell you what. This is Distilleries, Breweries, and Wineries in the World. And sitting next to me is the lovely Miss Kira Peterson.
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you, Miss Kira. I really appreciate that. And I'm Randy Weckerly. I have no idea and no status at this organization anymore, but apparently we're going to go forward with
You're
the
the
show.
janitor, remember?
I am. They told me when I started here I'd clean up.
You do a very good job.
It's better. I did have a job where I started at the top and worked down. I did. Every millennial's dream. I was a grave digger.
You were.
It was awesome. People died to have that job. They were killing them. You know, it was awesome. All you had to do was square the holes real good. You know, on the edges.
Just makes me think of
What?
There was a Simpsons episode like
What?
that. Homer was a grave digger.
Was he really?
Yes.
Did you watch The Simpsons?
I grew up watching The Simpsons. I learned very many life lessons.
Is that how you got your scholarship in college?
Yes. I went
Anyway,
to a Simpsons
And
class.
she graduated to the Distillery, Brewery, and Winery of the World show.
Woo!
We are so excited today. We're a little slap happy. We're trying to get the microphone set in the right place. We're waiting for some special call-ins from the Mid-America Beverage Exposition and Conference. We're going to be attending this next week, Miss Kira.
Woohoo!
Are you excited about that?
I am so excited.
So
I mean,
am I.
that I have to be in the car with you for 6 hours.
Hey, we're
to
leaving
Missouri.
early. 6 hours with Uncle Randy.
Well, you just gotta give me coffee,
Yeah.
and then when we get there, you have to give me wine.
I bought a whole case of cafefe.
Well, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, it's going to be
I
great.
love cafefe.
It's a six-hour trip for us to leave the 48th floor here at Lake Geneva, overlooking the Geneva National, and we can see Abbey Springs and the Abbey off in the distance. And we also can see the first edition of Links and Libations magazine.
Woo!
Is that exciting?
I'm so excited.
We have great sponsors and advertisers, but the articles in it are just amazing, stretching all over the United States destinations. And
You know what I learned when I was
Nope.
proofing the magazine?
Nope.
That first,
Yep.
whiskey was spelled without the E
Really?
when I was proofing.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Really?
Did anybody else know that? I mean, come on. I was like, they're spelling whiskey wrong. And at the end of it was just, oh,
Man. I
I'm
did not-
stupid.
Do you know that bourbon can be whiskey,
Really?
but
It is.
whiskey cannot be bourbon?
Why is that? How's that?
Because bourbon has about 6 different things that have to be in place before it can be called legally bourbon.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
it's
well-
like ciders are considered a wine, not a beer.
Cider is a beer.
Ciders are considered wine.
Wine. So if you're a distillery producing cider,
Yeah.
you're producing beer.
You're producing wine.
Producing wine.
It's
I got to
wine.
chart this. Okay, if you're a distillery producing cider,
It's considered wine.
Okay.
Up to a certain time, it was, if you had a beer license, it was considered beer. But after that month, I think it was recently, it's considered a wine.
So did you hear this past week that, this whole tariff thing? We don't get into political stuff, but it was pretty interesting. It came out today that, if we have a tariff war
Yeah.
with the European Union. Okay, so.
The EU.
EU. EU. EU.
Ew.
Yeah. Anyway. They decided if there's going to be a tariff war, not a turf war, a tariff war, that the European Union was going to go right at certain products in the United States. And I found this fascinating. They decided to go after, number one, bourbon, which is an interesting pick, right?
Yeah.
And then the Harley Davidson.
Hometown. Home
Yeah,
area.
we'll get into that in a minute. What do these things have in common? And then Levi Strauss. Now, why would they pick those 3?
Can you explain to our viewers? Because I know the answer, but I don't think they do.
Well, bourbon is in Kentucky.
The Kentucky Bourbon Trail.
Yep, and from there is Mitch McConnell, the leader in the Senate. So they're going to put a tariff right in his own home, number one. Harley Davidson is found in Wisconsin, and Paul Ryan is from Janesville. And Levi is from California. Nancy Pelosi is in her district. Weird.
Yeah, who knew? I mean,
How
we
did that happen?
could drive to Janesville right now.
So
Well, we'll be there on Tuesday.
So if you put a bottle of bourbon under your arm while wearing your Levi's on your Harley Davidson, you're going to have to take out 3 different charge cards just to pay for the new ones if you ever get them in place. But found that interesting. Anyway, we're going to be going this next week. We had a lot of good fun. Links Libations is going to be out for coming to a phone near you starting this next week. That it's exciting. The people that have contributed to that magazine. And basically, the distribution on it is going to be through Facebook followers of our sensational districts.
Small craft industry.
Yeah, small craft industries, state organizations stretching from Virginia to California.
And our Facebook partners. We partnered
Facebook partners. So it's a big reach. And so if you want to get a hold of the magazine, go to your favorite Facebook of your winery, brewery, or distillery that you follow and ask them if they've gotten their copy that they could put on their Facebook. And so if it's the ABC Distillery and you're a member there, just have them put it up on their Facebook. And if you're a follower of them, is that basically you can have that magazine free. So.
And what are we doing tomorrow?
I'm gonna rest. Oh, wait a minute, we got to leave early.
We can't rest. We don't rest. We drink coffee.
Yeah.
And then when it becomes certain time, it's wine or our favorite spirits or
Can we
beer.
start with brunch?
Yes. I still want to go to brunch tomorrow.
Yeah. What's the name of that place? We're going to go to Milwaukee tomorrow, and we're going to have some fun at Twisted Path.
With Brian.
Brian Salmon's the president of the Wisconsin Distillers Guild and owner of Twisted Path Distillery in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yes.
And we're going to absolutely take our cameras along, have some fun. Get his story. It's going to be up online this next week.
Yes, I'm excited.
But if you take Miss Kira anywhere, you got to feed her.
It's true.
It's
true.
So she was outlining today at lunch while I was feeding her. Where we're gonna, you always got to plan your food if you're going to be traveling tomorrow. So where are we going to go tomorrow for that brunch?
We are either going to go to Wicked Hop. They have the best Bloody Marys in Milwaukee. That's what they're known for. Or we can go to the Milwaukee Public Market. That's awesome, too.
And they have, like,
everything.
$18 cookies. And how much are those cookies?
Those cookies are $1 or $2.25, $2.50.
But they're huge, right?
They're like this big. And if you get a sugar cookie, it pretty much turns your bag clear. Yeah. Because there's so much sugar.
And then we're going to have upcoming after this break, we're going to be talking to our friends at the Mid-America Beverage Exposition and Conference. It's going to be coming up. We're going to be going down this week down into the land of Mizzou.
The Mizzou.
Yeah, and I think
St. Charles.
St. Charles, and going to be there Wednesday through Friday, attending this conference and listening to what's going on there. Hopefully, coming on soon, we're going to have an interview with people that are going to be telling us how much fun we're going to have. We're looking forward to it. We're going to be leaving early Wednesday. We're going to be there for Wednesday night and watch all the different, there can be some tastings.
Maybe we should go to a basketball game. Mizzou's basketball game.
I think we should go to break. We'll be right back. Distilleries, breweries, wineries of the world. We'll be back in a moment. Coming back. Miss Kira, knock it down. You can't be that happy on a Friday afternoon. You want out of here, I know.
I'm so excited.
Why are you excited?
Because we're going to Missouri.
Mizzou. We're going to be heading the road, getting in the car, spinning the wheels, turn on the radio, and listen to your country western music on the way down with all the people you know.
Yep.
Who is your favorite?
No comment, because I don't want to start a war.
I know who it is. We're going to be meeting him in Florida. It's going to be, I know. I got it all lined up. Anyway, on air with us, we got some other people that are waiting around wondering what's going on with us today. We'll try to keep it clean and keep it going forward. So Wednesday, we're going to be heading down the road. The Mid-America Beverage and Exposition and Conference is going to be down in where?
Missouri. St. Charles.
St. Charles, yeah. And we're going to be having some fun down there. A lot of people are going to be talking, and I found out from who we have on the phone here. Melissa earlier this morning.
Did you know that Melissa and I have the same last name?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Huh, I did not
Melissa,
know.
do you spell your last name O-N or E-N?
It wouldn't be any other way but O-N.
I like
There you
her.
go.
She's the same way I spell it.
Boom. All right. And anyway, on the air we have Jesse Reed and Melissa Peterson, who we've grown fond and friends with in the past few days. We got so excited when we heard about this. Our associate Rob Ladd said, "Hey, you know what? This looks pretty good. We got to go down and cover this." So in the past, I don't know, under 100 hours.
Yeah.
We got new friends in a
72.
And a fun week coming ahead. So anyway, Jesse and Melissa, welcome. We're very excited. The microphone is yours. Tell us where, when, and how, what's going on, and how this all came about.
Well, first of all, we just want to thank you guys for covering this. This is a huge event for us. We are Wisconsin natives, and very excited to be pushing the craft beverage industry throughout the Midwest. We have been in the beverage industry for about 11 years, and we've made friends from all over the winery, brewery, distillery side. We have a ton of exhibitors coming in, and it's a great business-to-business show. On the trade show floor, you can come in and look at tanks, corks, bottling lines, really just get into some great conversations and networking with a lot of the craft producers in the Midwest. We're totally excited about it.
Yeah, Melissa, I got some questions for that. Is this an open show or just closed to people already in the industry or people that are looking to get into the industries? Or what is the context of the show?
We're business to business. So what we want to do is we want to provide a lot of education for our craft breweries, distilleries, cideries, breweries. And this year we focused the conference around business. A lot of us, small business owners, we get into our day-to-day routines and we forget about the bigger picture. How easy it is for us to market on social media, some of the new channels that are out there, the associations that are involved. We really pump the front of house, being able to keep people in their seats in the tasting rooms longer, diversification in tasting rooms. We've got a lot of wineries adding distilleries. So there's a lot of conversation going on about building your brand, building your business.
Well, it's a fast-growing business that we know. We know that out in California alone, in the brewery side of it, I was reading an article a couple weeks ago where, the water shortage and different things they have out there, and I think I was reading it takes 10 gallons of water for every gallon of brew that they brew, and but out there every 5 years the number of breweries are doubling. So it's a huge market, and you get into the wineries. As I said this week, if we visited every brewery, winery, and distillery in California when we did the California show, it'd take us 13 years if we did one a day. So it's a big marketplace.
Yeah, it's a fun industry, and there's what I think people are so attracted to is the stories behind the craft beer or wine or spirits industry. There's so much love and passion that goes into it, and how they come up with flavors or accidentally stumble onto something fantastic. It's the networking that goes on at this event is just phenomenal, and we are so proud to have this in the Midwest. It's our first year, and our temperatures are gonna be high, so we're hoping the vineyards can come in. I know they're busy pruning, but
all right.
I think it's gonna be a great show.
How far are people coming? What are the reach that you have people coming in? Have you taken a look at that yet?
Oh yeah, we've got Texas coming in. We've got Virginia coming in. So the list goes on and on. Kansas, Kentucky, Tennessee. I believe we better have people from Wisconsin coming in.
I would hope so.
Well, that's where we're... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the guys from Great Northern Distillery are coming down. Good point, Jesse. We are about 12 miles from them, and they're coming all the way to Missouri with us.
Isn't that great? Yeah, that's great. The passion of this industry, particularly in Wisconsin, we're in Lake Geneva, but we became the platform and certainly try to help serve here in Wisconsin, our homeland. A lot of people don't realize that Wisconsin is the number one golf destination in the world. So when it comes to travel and putting the accent on travel and golf, I mean, you're well in the right state with a lot of great growth and a lot of people coming up here. So what's the history? How did you decide to do this? What, where was the stepping off point you decided that you wanted to get involved in this?
Well, Booth Boss is a company that's run trade shows and conferences all over the United States, and we had a great privilege of getting into the industry about 11 years ago, and we met so many amazing people. And we actually a few years ago started getting calls from associations and exhibitors that said, "Hey, you know what? We need a really great Midwest show." And I think just our history and our passion for it, and the fact that we're here in the Midwest, just made it a perfect opportunity for us to get in here and just do a really, really great job and help build the awareness of how what a big hitter the Midwest is in the craft industry. I think, as you said earlier, we talk about the East Coast, we talk about California, but the rate of growth in the Midwest with the breweries and distilleries, especially right now, is just phenomenal.
Right. And Jesse, I'm going to be back to you in a minute. We're going to be going to a break in a couple minutes. But with us today, we have Jesse Reed and we have Melissa Peterson, and they're talking about the Mid-America Beverage Exposition and Conference upcoming. Jesse, just briefly, we got to go to break, and we're going to come back. I'm going to extend this because there's a lot of questions I have in the next segment. But, Jesse, what do you do? And give us a little history of your involvement.
So I've been working with Booth Boss for about 4 years now. And when we got the opportunity to do the Mid-America Beverage Show in the Midwest, Melissa came to me and said, "You know what, we should really have a showcase." And the showcase is letting breweries, wineries, distilleries, and ciders pour for wholesalers, distributors, bar, restaurant owners, and press professionals to expand their brand outside of, the state that they're currently in, or if they're having trouble finding a wholesaler partnership.
Hey, Jesse, hold that thought for 1 minute. We got to go to break. We're going to be right back. We got Jesse Reed, Melissa Peterson, Mid-America Beverage Exposition and Conference. We'll be right back. We got some great questions and some more information coming up for this week's exposition down in Missouri. I hear that's next to Illinois. 6 hours for us. High atop the 48th floor overlooking Geneva National here in Lake Geneva. Here, Peterson, Randy Weckerly. We'll be right back. I've always wondered, the people that are on the phone on the other end, they can't hear that music. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
You are awesome.
I try.
I know.
I learned from the best.
I know it. That must have been at some other show. Anyway, sitting to my left is Kara Peterson. She's known as my work wife. She's trying to keep me in line.
I try to keep you on topic and on the straight and narrow, but you always fray off.
Does that go well for you?
No. Then I have to drink some wine when I'm done.
Then we get to Friday, and then what happens?
I have to deal with you tomorrow, too. So
I know it. You get 6 days in a row, and tell you what, that's going to be fun tomorrow. Wait, 6 hours in the car this coming Wednesday. How much fun is that going to be?
I might need to take a nap.
No.
Or we're going to listen to your favorite singer.
Blake.
Yeah. What's his name again?
Dude, stop doing that. Anyway, online with us, we got Jesse Reed. She's picking on my 3 good brain cells I have left on Friday. And it's Blake Shelton, by the way. So don't do that to me. And it's Earl. The other question that you're not worried. Anyway,
I wasn't going to ask you that. I'm losing my voice
maybe
now.
Our friends are still on the line. They have a lot to talk about.
Well, I like them both, and I'm really excited to meet them both.
We're going to have 2 days in the Showcase Lounge. And I hope.
Well, please introduce.
I'm going to bring them back. Jesse Reed and Melissa Peterson. The Mid-America Beverage Exposition and Conference is going to be starting this next Wednesday. We're excited. It's going to be talking the brews, the wines, and the distilled.
Yes, I'm excited.
I know. Hey, Jesse and Melissa, you still there?
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
All right, Jesse. We cut you off in the last segment. I'm glad that you stayed on. We're going to do the Jerry Lewis Marathon now, and we're going to take it to the end, and try to give some money to the kids. Not really. I'm lying about that. Anyway, Jesse, keep on going. We got what you call it, Showcase Lounge? Is that what that's called? Where a lot of features. Tell us about the exciting things that are going to happen this week.
So basically, what's going to happen is on March 14th, we're going to kick off the Mid-America Beverage Exposition and Conference with the Mid-America Beverage Showcase. And what that does is we're inviting breweries, wineries, distilleries, and ciders from anywhere you want to come to talk to people who have been in the wholesaler distribution business for a very long time to help you expand your brand. So we'll go in, call a bunch of breweries, wineries, invitation only, to see if you have the production facility to start just distributing or get in touch with some wholesalers, different bar and restaurant owners from the state of Missouri to pick up your product. And it's a good way to get it in the hands of people who have done this for a very long time. We have the TTB's actually going to be there because I know there's a lot of questions on different licensing and how you get into other states and how you basically start to get into the distribution side of things. And it's a really great opportunity for everybody on hand. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're actually letting everybody into the showcase for free because we know how hard it is to find wholesalers and distributors from different states to come in. Whether it be a different distributor in your home state, or if you're in Texas trying to get into Wisconsin, or Missouri trying to get into Illinois. I mean, we're trying to cover everything with them. Yeah, and
it's interesting. Kira and I were visiting 2 days ago in Milwaukee, to be left nameless, but one of the great distilleries there that expanded his business in regional states, and now he's pulling back. But those exact questions are the questions I had for him, and I can't wait to hear that information. Because, it goes from, we did a show with George Clooney out in our California show that in 4 years he went from zero to, one of the big companies, Diageo, came in and bought him for $1 billion, And
I'm still waiting for my check.
Well, we didn't get any, I called him back and said.
Or I could get some, tequila.
I think it was all us that did the show, and then he got he had the twins. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. That sounds great, Jesse. That is, so some of the issues in the past, in terms of distilling, some people don't realize that there potentially is if you're going to put it in an oaken barrel, you have to have a resource for that. Have you looked into those scenarios where people can make sure that they have a resource, in the cooperage end of it?
Yeah, so actually we have a great cooperage class that we're bringing up, I believe on Thursday, Melissa?
Yep, it's on Thursday.
Yeah, on Thursday, so it'd be March 15th. Mm-hmm. The guy's phenomenal. He knows basically everything that there is to know about smoking your barrels, cleaning your barrels, how to get the biggest bang for your buck, how to actually reuse barrels from people who use it as, for a distilled product, the wine. There's actually been some breweries that I know of that are starting to age their beer in barrels.
Yeah.
So
bourbon barrels, right?
Yeah. Bourbon barrels. Actually, actually, one of the breweries from Wisconsin bought barrels from Jim Beam.
Yeah.
To use for the beer that they released last year, their 19th anniversary.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I think out in California, some of the barrels out there are being used for wine, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you see a lot of crossover right now with whiskey barrels being used in wine production, beer production, and it was really interesting. We had gone and we had done the tasting with this local brewery. And wow, you don't really know how much effect it will have, but it was phenomenal. It really was. So you could really taste the flavors in the beer.
Yeah. Well, we've got about 4 minutes left. Give us the highlight of what we missed and where we can get more information. What is your website that people can go to?
So here's the thing: is our agenda starts on Wednesday morning, and the Wednesday morning agenda is we're focusing on front of house. And the reason that's so important is because you have a lot of smaller wineries that have phenomenal wines, but we've got to start diversifying those tasting rooms. We need to start offering some spirits, potentially some beers. And we've brought in just a great team of experts to help us with that. We've got Andrew Fair, Elizabeth Slater, Jonathan Whitaker from the International Tap House in Chesterfield, Missouri. And then on the agricultural side, we've got, it's called the Piranha in the Vineyard, and that's dealing with the Japanese beetle. And then we also have a huge problem in the Midwest with drift. And basically what happens is herbicides drift into the vineyards, and it's doing a lot of damage. So we've brought in Jim Anderson from the Missouri Grape and Wine Board, Stephanie from Field Watch. We've got Daryl Slade from the Department of Ag. And that's just the kickoff day one. We go into the showcase. We got a beautiful welcome reception. And then on Thursday, we really get into wholesale partnerships. This is really the business side, expanding operations. And we get into finance. A lot of these guys, that are smaller, end up. Let's just talk about the wineries. They end up producing this amazing wine, and production gets big and fast. And they can't. They just need to sit and learn about the best financing opportunities for their business, because you're buying equipment, and you can't expand unless you honestly have a great financing partner. We talk about quality and compliance issues, fermentation, aromas. We've got a great session on Thursday that goes from 5 to 6. We called it the Grumpy Old Winos Club.
That sounds awesome.
These are the guys that think they cannot be taught anything. So we said, you know what? You teach us then. So we're bringing them in. We're going to ask them all the stupid questions that anybody has, and they're going to give us their ridiculous answers, and it's going to be a ton of fun.
Wow.
But not to drone on here, but there's so much going on at the conference and expo. But on Thursday night, we are doing a white party, and it's just to bring back some of the fun to the industry conference. We've got a live band. It's actually Spicy Thai from Wisconsin. You guys might know of them.
Kira?
What was it again? One more time, Melissa?
It's the Spicy Thai Band. We are dragging them from Wisconsin all the way to St. Charles, Missouri.
I think I've heard of them, but I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, you're going to love them. And then so we've got hors d'oeuvres, and we've got great local Midwestern wines and spirits and beers being poured. And we should not have started the day at 9 o'clock on Friday, but we did. So we'll see how many people
So tell us about that white party. Is that something everybody's going to be wearing? Is it like a formal white party, or?
So it's put on. It's seriously a throwback. We said, you know what? Let's do something different. Let's throw on some black lights, wear white, and be obnoxious for the night.
I'm glad you told me that, Kira. I got that outfit in there that I'm going to be using on that night, and it's going to be.
I don't think I have.
I don't think
I can wear my white golf shirt.
You wear your flapper gown because you'll be matching what I did.
I don't have any flap. I don't have a white flapper.
You might have to find a friend that has one, because I'm wearing a gangster outfit. I'm going Al Capone that night. I got the outfit. You saw the Halloween outfit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys show Melissa.
Yeah. And Melissa, I'll have private pics sent to you. You know.
I don't even know what the hell a flapper gown is.
Yeah, look it up. Anyway, we got Jesse Reed, Melissa Peterson. We've extended this segment about 3 minutes, Melissa. I'm too engaged with it, so we're getting the overrun sign, but that's all right. Nobody can fire me. I own the show. So anyway.
You asked us to talk about beverages, and we could go on and on.
All right. Well, are you looking to expand this nationally as you go and grow? Because I mean, it seems to me you could take this everywhere.
So here's the thing: is there's a lot of other shows that cover the West Coast, East Coast. The Midwest is really important to us. So we're going to move this around the Midwest, and I think we're going to keep it right here. It's like I said, it's where we're from, and I think we'll do the best job for everybody if we keep it right here.
I think that's awesome. Listen, we really appreciate having you on today. We had Jesse Reed. Jesse, you still there? You're not drinking yet, right? 5 o'clock somewhere. Huh?
How much start?
You know? Well, you got to set up 3 in a row. You know, that brew, that wine, that distilled product. Got Melissa Peterson, who's the professional. I'm sure she doesn't get overserved, and we always want to drink properly before we drive. Right, Melissa?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, we're looking forward to Wednesday. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you have any questions, don't give them to me. Look them up online. What's your website again, Melissa?
We are www.midamericabevx.com.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. We can't. We'll be in touch before we go, but we can't wait to get down there on Wednesday, right, Miss Kira?
Yes, I can't wait.
I'm telling you what, she's got a smile on her face. She's combing her hair. She's putting her makeup on. It's only 4 or 5 days away. It's going to be in Mizzou. Thank you, guys. We'll be back.
Thank you, guys.
All right. We're looking forward to it, and it's going to be coming up here just in a few days. And, you know, maybe we should begin doing a little research, Miss Kira.
I'm excited.
Go.
I cannot wait.
Uncork that bottle, baby.
Woo!
It's going to be fun. Randy, Kara, we're out. It's the weekend. Have a good one. Talk to you later.